WHCS Channel 29 presents high school basketball from the Bethel High School Gymnasium. The Bethel Lady Bruins versus the Hampton Lady Crabbers. Good evening, everybody. I'm Tim Cole along with Bob Hintz as we are here for the first of two high school games this season. We hope to be doing more. And Hampton Crabbers, the Lady Crabbers versus the Lady Bethel Bruins. Bob, what do we got coming into the game?
Well, coming into the game is going to be a very lopsided match. Bethel High School is ranked number 2 in the state. They're 16-0 overall, 12-0 in the district. Hampton is on a 10-game losing streak. They are the bottom of the district. They are in a rebuilding mode. I was talking to Ivory Knight, the head coach for Hampton. She's got a 9th grader who is her leading, not necessarily leading scorer, but her floor general, which is very unusual for a 9th grader, where Hampton has got, Bethel, by the way, has 3 scorers in the top 8 in the district. So they should go to the state this year if they can avoid any injuries through the end of the season, but they are really a tough team.
The Hampton Crabbers, of course, the visitors here in Bethel country. They'll be wearing the red uniforms. There you're looking into the coach's huddle, and you see at the bottom right-hand, or rather left-hand side of your screen is the coach, Ivory Jones, and she is assisted by Art Jones, a name that should be very familiar to Hampton residents.
Absolutely. He played at NC State and was an outstanding ball player at Hampton, and I had the misfortune of coaching against him.
We're having the starting lineups announced as we speak. Number 35, Ramona Gray, has just been introduced. And now number 25 coming out is Janet Vessels. Number 41, Amy Johnson, coming onto your screen. Number 44 is Kelly Odom. She'll be playing a guard position for the Lady Crabbers. And the last starter will be Kathy Meeks, number 32. Those are the starters for the Lady Crabbers. And as you said, Bob, they've got no place to go but up. So, of course, we always have that possibility of an upset. And the Lady Bruins now will be introduced.
Watch Bethel when they play. They're going to go pressure defense.
Latrice Cody, number 30, is the first Lady Bruin introduced. Angela Scott, number 20, will be the second starter for the Bethel ladies. Tanya Pope, the leading scorer on the Bethel Bruins, 14.4 points per game. Tina Williams comes in averaging a little over 12 points a game, number 32. And finally, number 33, Candace Tillman, and she is the second leading scorer on the Lady Bruins at 14.1 points per game. So a very potent Bethel Ladies Bruins team.
I talked to Jessie Pope earlier in the week, and she tells me, she says, I'm not going to tell you what we do, but we try to confuse the other team's offense. They will throw a multitude of different presses and traps at them. And, of course, if you can steal the ball, then you got usually an uncontested layup or definitely a high percentage shot. And Bethel is noted for the very scrappy defense, which makes them a very volatile team. And it's very exciting to see them play. This should be a good team, a good game from the Bethel stands viewpoint. I don't know about the Hampton, but we'll see what the Hampton Crabbers come up with tonight.
The Lady Bruins are coached by Jessie Pope, and she is assisted by Al Lewis. The officials for tonight's game, the referee is Rex Davis, and the umpire is Tom Stevenson. So we're just about set to go with the first of 2 games, as after this game, the boys' teams will play, the Hampton Crabbers and the Bethel Bruins, to follow this game. Jump ball at center court is controlled by the Lady Bruins. Quickly down court and off the rim too hard. A battle for the ball, kicks it out real quickly. And this one comes to Angela Scott as she'll set up for the Lady Bruins.
Now the Hampton is just going right back into a zone, and that's basically what they're going to do. They're going to try to make Bethel at least shoot outside to beat them.
All knocked away and finally controlled by the Lady Bruins. Angela Scott in the middle, up no good. Rebound and a foul on the play, as fouled in the act of shooting was Latrice Cody, and she'll have 2 shots.
Well, the only thing that Hampton can go into, and I know Coach Ivory is having some, Ivory Knight is having some problems with the girls, because it's hard to get a girls up if you're on a losing mode. But if they can just come out here and do what they can do, that's going to be hard to upset the Bethel team. But if they can be scrappy and maybe make some turnovers, they'll get a little confidence for themselves.
First of 2 by Cody is no good. Earlier, just before this game, the Bethel Bruin JV team, boys team, defeated the Hampton boys team 70-68 in overtime. A very hard-fought game. Both free no good. Rebound up and no good. Another shot, no good. A battle for the rebound, and the Crabbers had it momentarily and lost it. The Bethel Bruins can't find the basket right now. They're getting all the rebounds. Finally, a score by Candace Tillman.
Well, if you shoot enough times, it's got to go in the basket. I don't know how many times they shot that ball, but it was just, you can tell they're such a superior team in height out there that they can just kind of stand flat-footed and get the rebound.
Crabbers now trailing 2-0. 7 minutes left in the first quarter. High school basketball, 4 8-minute quarters. Ball last touched by one of the Bethel Bruins.
It's number 32 for the Hampton Crabbers is Kathy Meeks. She's a 12th grader, and she is a walk-on. She had never played before this year.
Ball stolen by Angela Scott, but she traveled with the basketball, so the ball goes back over to the Crabbers.
Now you can see Hampton setting up in a pressing defense, and they're going to try to trap and steal the ball. Looks like a 2-1 that they've got.
Bob. Kathy Meeks inbounds the ball. The Crabbers throw the ball away as the pass was intended for Amy Johnson, number 41. The ball was well behind her. She'd have had no chance at all. So the Lady Bruins now leading by the score of 2-0. Will set up at half court. This is Angela Scott who will inbounds the ball. In the middle, and we have a foul called. This will be the second foul of the ball game called on number 25, Janet Vessels, and that's her second. This is a player control foul, and the Lady Bruins will inbound.
There's got to be 5 fouls in the quarter before they will. We're going to have that problem with that all night. Before they shoot a 1-and-1, it'll be 5 fouls. On the 5th foul, they shoot 1-and-1.
Angela Scott gets the rebound and puts it in for the Lady Bruins. 4-0 Bethel. Hampton being pressed all over the court. And a traveling call against the Lady Crabbers. As coming in the ball game is Sylvia Shepard replacing Kathy, check that, Anessa, well, I'll get it right yet, Janet Vessels, who has 2 fouls.
You got 2 quick fouls on her.
Well, the toughest call in basketball to make,
whether
it's a charge or a block.
The intent is the defensive man has to establish position before the offensive man gets there. And it's a judgment call, and you'll find it in the pros and the college and high school. Half the people like it, half of them won't.
That call going against the Hampton Crabbers, and now the Bethel Bruins lead 6-0 as Angela Pope gets her name on the score sheet for the first time this evening. Ball is thrown out of bounds. Lady Crabbers having all kinds of problems so far.
The Bethel Bruins have shot the ball about 9 times. Hampton has yet to take a shot. They have not even you can't score if you don't shoot.
Hampton Crabbers last outing, they were defeated by Lafayette by the score of 58-19. So you can see the Lady Crabbers are having some difficulties. Rebound inside is put up and in by Candace Tillman, and that's her second basket of the game. And now the Lady Bruins lead 8-0. And we've got the first foul called against the Bruins. This one will be whistled down against
Tanya Pope, number 31.
Pope. That's her first. Again, a blocking foul, player control. That's the first team foul. And on the far side, Kathy Meeks will trigger. This is Kelly Odom with the basketball. Long one-hand shot goes a little short off the rim, and the Lady Bruins come down quickly. Inside, up and no good. Battle for the rebound. And they're going to call this one against the Lady Bruins.
Look like number.
Latrice Cody is called for the personal foul, a player control foul. And the Lady Crabbers will try and bring it up.
Now, if you notice, Hampton's in a 1-2-2 trapping. So they are changing every time they come up. They're trying to give confuse the Hampton team.
Finally, the Crabbers are able to get the ball inside. Battle for the ball, and up comes the ball for the Lady Bruins. They'll hold it up now and set up a little bit. Tanya Pope And 3-second violation called against the Bruins. 5:04 remaining here in the first quarter. Lady Bruins leading by the score of 8-0.
I don't know if this will be a whitewash or not. I don't expect it to be. Jessie Pope told me that most everybody she's got will play tonight.
Off the rim, no good. Quickly down the floor. This is Angela Scott, up and in.
Bethel is a very powerful team on the rebounding end, and therefore they can fast break.
And the Lady Crabbers want a timeout as Ivory Jones will have the team sit down. They've got to discuss some strategy here as the Hampton Crabbers now are being shut out 10-0. Almost 3.5 minutes have elapsed here in the first quarter.
Well, the Hampton has attempted 2 shots, both outside bombs, and Bethel has attempted 14. They'll give you an idea of how many more shots they get in, and that's the key to basketball. The Bethel girls play. If they can create turnovers, they should shoot the ball more. They don't worry about the percentage, because if you get the ball down and you shoot more shots, your percentages will be on your side, and you'll end up with more points anyway. But we've got 2 girls with 4 points apiece already in the contest for the Bruins.
Those, of course, are Angela Scott and Candace Tillman, each with 4, and Tanya Pope has the other 2 points for the Lady Bruins. So far, it's a shutout. The Lady Bruins 16-0 on the season, 12-0 in the district. And the Lady Bruins, of course, with aspirations of going to the state.
I was talking to the athletic director, Dennis Kozlowski, Thursday, and he told me the name of the team that's ranked #1, and I can't remember what it was. It has a lake in it, and I was thinking Lake Clifton, but it's not Lake Clifton, but it's from the northern part of Virginia.
I saw it in the Times Herald, and I'm trying to think I can't think of the name either. It was, you're right. We'll see if we can get that information for you. The Lady Crabbers now trying to penetrate that zone defense.
And it's a very aggressive zone. You notice they put a lot of pressure on the ball. And they'll go after the ball, and they'll reach for the ball. And that's a trademark of Jessie Pope. Since she's been at Bethel High School, she's always had aggressive teams.
Stolen by the Lady Bruins. Angela Scott, her shot no good. Rebound no good. Tipped up again. Ball is loose, finally controlled by the Crabbers. Ramona Gray, the lady that you had mentioned, Bob, the freshman, who is leading the Lady Crabbers right now, got the rebound. Crabbers trying to get a lady free. I started to say a man free, but I'd say a lady free, wouldn't I?
You know, and that was something I had to consider. You know, are you playing man-to-man or lady-to-lady or what out here? But they call it man-to-man defense. It's pressure defense when person-to-person, maybe.
Person-to-person defense. That's even better. The Crabbers still yet to get on the scoreboard. 3:34 remaining in the first quarter. Time moving. Lady Bruins on top by 10-0. Inside move and a real nice basket there for Angela Scott. She's got 6 points. Ball is thrown out of bounds, and the Bruins will get it back. Foul on the inbounds pass, as receiving that pass was Candace Tillman. And this foul is going to be whistled down on Kathy Meeks, number 32 of the Crabbers.
They're calling that before the shot, so he said she was grabbed before she shot, so that will not be a shooting foul.
There you see our score. Ball will belong to the Lady Bruins. Bruins have superior height inside, and they're just simply out-muscling the Crabbers for the rebounds.
Well, they really are. I don't know, the tallest player that the lady, I don't know what this size are for the Lady Crabbers, but I don't think the tallest one's much over 5'5" or 5'6". And I know the Lady Bruins have a 5'11" out there in Tanya Williams.
As well as the lady at the free throw line. Latrice Cody is 5'11" as well. She misses on the front end of the 1-and-1. So the Crabbers will get it back, trailing 12-0. 3 minutes left in the quarter. Pressure defense from the Bruins is just giving the Crabbers all kinds of fits. Real short shot put up, rebound, knocked away, and the Crabbers still have possession. This is Kelly Odom. Ball's got grease on it. They're having a real hard time tonight.
Really did. That's Tanya Pope, and she's really been a shot now for the Bruins. This is her senior year. She came up here, transferred in a couple years ago, and well, that's a nice shot.
Fine shot by Candace Tillman.
You notice one thing, that the Bethel Bruins probably could go one-on-one and get a shot, but they pass the ball. They play good team offense. I'm really pleased to see that, because when you play a team that is definitely inferior to you, you might have a tendency to do some things that you normally wouldn't do.
Running one-hander put up. The rebound comes off for the Bruins. Quickly wanting a fast break. Fine move.
Well, she just left that young lady standing. That was a nice hesitation move.
Angela Scott registers her 4th basket of the game. And it's 16-0 in favor of the Lady Bruins. A definite mismatch tonight. A 10-second violation will be called against the Lady Crabbers.
The Bruins just throw a different look at them defensively out there. 3 or 4 different presses she'll use, and it's just hard for the girls to recognize it. If you don't have a point guard that can say, hey, go here, go there, and let's break this press, it gets some confusion out there.
On the give and go, the ball knocked away. Bethel keeps possession, however. A shot and a foul, and this will apparently be called against Ramona Gray. Ramona Gray called for the foul, and Candace Tillman will be at the free throw line shooting 2 shots.
Yeah, they are in the bonus, so she would be shooting anyway, Tim. It's either 1-and-1 or a 2-shot foul. In this case, it's a 2-shot foul.
Lady Bruins having some difficulty from the free throw line tonight. They really haven't, I don't have the exact percentages, but they really haven't hit very many of them. They're making up for that more than enough on their layups.
Oh, absolutely.
We have a lane violation. The shot was no good, but she'll get a 3rd try.
Well, that's something we saw in that the end of that JV contest, was 2 lane violations on the same free throw. Young man got to shoot 4 times to make 2.
And she finally connects. 5 points for Candace Tillman now.
Maybe the Hampton Lady Crabbers will learn something. They went over the top of the zone that time to break the zone instead of little passes and little dribbles. If you pass the ball, you will definitely break the zone.
From the corner, a nice shot. Tanya Pope, the leading scorer for the Lady Bruins, gets her 4th point of the night. It's 19-0. Crabbers trailing. We've got a foul called on Angela Scott, number 20.
If you if you can look at what the Hampton Lady Crabbers are doing, they're looking just for the next man to pass the ball to, and therefore they're very easy to be able to be double teamed. They're not looking to pass beyond or down the court. and you got 5 people up at this end. It really makes it tough.
Ball stolen by the Bruins. Getting her own rebound and puts it in. That is Candace Tillman, and that's her 7th point of the night. Crabbers throw it away again. Bethel has 3 people under the basket. Now there's a scramble for it, and the Crabbers come up with it. So the Lady Bruins not totally infallible. And a foul inside. This one against Tanya Pope.
And that was with 2 seconds left to go in this quarter.
So Tanya Pope fouls Amy Johnson. Or check that, at the free throw line will be Kelly Odom, number 44, and she'll be up there trying to get the first point for the Lady Crabbers, who have been shut out here in the first quarter, 21-0.
We have a substitute that just came in, who happens to be the head coach's daughter, which is kind of neat to be able to coach your own daughter in basketball.
And that would be, I believe that's pronounced Shameen, Shameen Pope. First try is no good. Kelly Odom trying to break that scoreless knot, and she can't do it. And the whistle sounds and the buzzer goes. So after 1 quarter of play here, the Lady Bruins of Bethel lead by the score of 21-0. There you see the scoreboard here at the Bethel Bruins Gymnasium.
Bethel shot 27 times that first half. And that, you shoot 27 times and come up with 21 points against some good teams that will hurt them. But I have watched them play this year, and I watched them in the Christmas tournament out of Fort Eustis. They play better when they play against a better team.
Oh, I'm sure. You usually play up to your competition.
And they are kind of playing sloppy out here tonight. They're doing things that they probably wouldn't do against a team that's better skilled than the Hampton Crabbers are.
Of course, when you say sloppy, unofficially the turnovers, 14 turnovers for the Crabbers in the first quarter, and only 5 for the Lady Bruins. So that gives you a real strong indication.
Yeah, it really does. The Hampton.
Who is that person giving us those statistics anyway?
Oh, we have a young man by the name of Steve Wright. It's going to help us with the statistics. He said it's definitely not official, very, very unofficial, the statistics that he's given. We're going to have some problems all night long with the players coming up reporting us to go in the ball game.
I reported 3 and already myself.
Unfortunately, we don't have the buzzer, and when the first time the official comes over and tells us that there's a foul, it's going to be okay.
Well, the Lady Crabbers scoreboard is still with 2 great big zeros on it. And in the first quarter, the scoring for the Bethel Bruins, 8 points unofficially for Angela Scott, 7 points for Candace Tillman, 4 points for Tanya Pope, and 2 points for Tina Williams, as I have it. I think that comes to 21. Let's see here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 21. I did all right.
21, okay. Now that's got to be official.
That's official, that's right. All right, tipped away as once again the Crabbers turn the ball over. Inside, easy layup doesn't go, but the second shot almost went, but it doesn't go either. And the Crabbers come down with it. Tenacious is about the only word I can think of to describe the Bethel Bruins.
They are, you're right. Tenacious is a good word to describe them. They want that ball, Tim.
And they give up until they finally get it. And Angela Scott is now in double figures, and we've just started the second quarter. And she's not one of the 3 leading scorers on the team. This is she again.
They're just stealing the ball, and she's breaking and getting easy layups. And you get that kind of percentage shots, that's the kind of shots you hope you get all night long.
Stolen again. We'll have a jump ball as the ball was just simply mishandled.
They have jump balls now. They don't jump anymore, Tim. You got to check the arrow and see who gets the ball. That looks like the Bruins will get it.
So the possession clock becomes effective here in high school basketball as well. And as if the Lady Bruins needed any help, they've got the ball back on the possession control. This is Angela Scott. Inside feed, up and in by Latrice Cody. That's her first basket of the night.
They work the ball around. They try to get it inside and do a good job of doing that when they're working against that zone.
Travers yet to dent the scoreboard. Off quickly, 2-on-1. This is Scott, up and in.
She is having a hot night tonight, all from layups, it looks like.
She's on her way to some kind of record, I'm sure. She's got 14 points here, just barely into the second quarter. Traveling the call.
First chance they had to get a nice high percentage shot, and they just kind of fumbled the ball and ended up getting a walking call.
So Amy Johnson shuffled her feet as she was going to the basket, and the ball turns over once again to the Lady Bruins. Inside, nice soft touch by Tina Williams.
Jay, beautiful touch on that ball.
And again, traveling as coming down the court. Indecisive was Kelly Odom. She thought about passing the ball, then decided not to, and in the process, dragged her pivot foot. So the Lady Bruins are the recipients of the turnover. Out at the top of the key. Swing the ball around to Angela Scott. Now it goes inside. Ball is loose momentarily and finally controlled by the Bruins. Tillman to Scott, looking inside. This is Pope on the baseline. Back out to Pope. Now she'll put it up. A little bit strong as the rebound comes off and is finally controlled by the Lady Bruins. Up for the two-pointer. Candace Tillman.
You tell them to do is use the board. That was an outstanding shot.
Tillman has 9 points, and it's 33-0.
They just look very, very confused out there. They don't know how to set up and run their offense. And I know they're getting confused. They got the gal open down the court. If they would have looked, they'd have had another layup. Number 24 is coming in, Tim.
And that'll be Dawn Parker. She'll come in the ball game, and she'll replace number 32, Tina Williams. And now Amy Johnson comes out.
Crystal Lassiter, number 42, is reported in for the Lady Crabbers.
So the Bruins getting some substitutes in the ball game. Knocked away, controlled by the Bruins. Inside for the very tall Bruins on the rebound, a little bit strong, and the Lady Crabbers have the rebound. It's Dawn Parker that just checked in. It's listed at 5'8". She's all legs.
Yeah, she definitely is all legs.
Very tall young lady.
And she will probably grow. She's just a sophomore, so she's got 2 more years.
Scramble for the ball and finally controlled by the Lady Crabbers. All the way down, up and no good, but we've got a foul underneath.
Looks like number 41 reported in for the Bruins.
That's Toyetta Donald. At the free throw line now is Kelly Odom, number 44. She's got 2 shots. And finally breaks the score drought for the Lady Crabbers. Ball tapped away, controlled by the Crabbers, up and no good. Still loose. And a traveling call will be whistled down on Dawn Parker. So the Lady Crabbers with 3:31 remaining here in the first half get the ball back. Arching shot up, no good, and a foul inside. This one will go against the Crabbers. That'll be Crystal Lassiter going over the back.
And number 41 will be going to the young lady just checked in. Tonyetta Donald just checked in. She's the one who'll be going to the foul line.
3:26 remaining here in the first half. 33-1. That's right. The score is 33-1 in favor of the Lady Bruins. Coming in for the Crabbers is Kathy Meeks, and she checks in the ball game, replacing Ramona Gray, number 35 for the Crabbers.
Well, the Crabbers don't have but 8 players, so she's going to shuffle the players in and out so everybody gets to play and try to keep them fresh, because the Bethel Bruins are definitely making them run and stay excited out there.
And both of them are good. Toyetta Donald gets her name in the score column.
And now we got a 1-2-1-1 trap. And all these girls know how to trap. It's just not the starters. All of them will trap.
Traveling call against the Crabbers.
If you notice, they've got some banners up here in the stands, and you notice that the girls' team has been the district champion for the last 2 years. And they will most certainly should be the district champions again this year.
Inside, Toyetta Donald, no good. And on the baseline, the Lady Crabbers have the basketball. Taken back by the Bruins. Inside it goes, and up and in.
They do a good job of looking for somebody open under the basket. That's a sign of very good coaching.
Dawn Parker gets her first basket of the night, and it's 37-1. Ball knocked away, controlled by the Lady Crabbers. Kathy Meeks then simply throws the ball out of bounds.
They're getting kind of excited because of the press. They know they only got the 10 seconds to get it across the center court line, and they're throwing the ball away. They're not looking down and they're trying to dribble and not throw over the press. You got to pass to break a press. You can't dribble.
Angela Scott is taken out of the ball game, leaves with 14 points here in the first half. Katrina Good is in the game. That is she with the ball, number 23. Battle for inside. The Lady Crabbers come out with it. And a double dribble called as the Lady Crabbers just having a real tough time tonight. Crystal Lassiter was dribbling real fine and then decided to stop dribbling and then started again.
She couldn't decide what to do.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 37-1. The Lady Bruins on top.
I know the Lady Crabbers would just love to be able to dribble the ball up the court and set an offense against some sort of a zone where there wasn't any pressure, but they just can't get settled down to even get into their offense.
Foul called on Janet Vessels. At the free throw line again will be Toyetta Donald, number 41. Miss Donald is a 5'7" junior. Checking back in for the Lady Crabbers, Amy Johnson, number 41. And she'll replace Janet Vessels. And now Sylvia Shepard makes her first appearance for the Lady Crabbers. 2 shots coming for Toyetta Donald, and right-hand shot is off the rim.
Well, she was 100% before that shot. She was 2 of 2 the last time she went to the foul line.
And the shooter this time is called for a violation.
Yeah, she crossed the line too soon. Number 34 for the Bruins is reported in.
Latricia Brown comes in for the Lady Bruins, and she replaces Candace Tillman, who comes out of the ball game unofficially with 9 points in the first half.
And the Lady Bruins are in a 1-2-2 defense, zone defense right now.
Long shot, no good. Thrown back in, and here come the Lady Bruins. And lost out of bounds.
She was a little excited, just couldn't quite grab a hold of that ball.
That was Letitia Brown, who had some trouble controlling the basketball on the near side. It was slapped at, and she thought it was knocked out of bounds, but it wasn't. Crabbers still looking for their first basket of tonight's game. Shot too strong from the corner, and it's finally controlled by the Lady Bruins. Inside of a minute remaining in the first half.
The hardest thing to teach is, even in the high school and the boys' ranks, is to play under control. It's real easy to get out of control. You get excited out there, and your mind is going, but your body's not reacting.
Ball is lost out of bounds. It'll belong to the Crabbers. The boys' game coming up after this game matches two very evenly matched teams, at least on paper they are, and both having some difficulty this season. One is the Bethel Bruins 5-11, the Crabbers 5-10. No, traveling will be the call as the ball almost went in. They almost had their first basket.
They're shooting those real low percentage shots. They can't get the ball inside, so they're shooting outside 20 and 22 footers, and it's a tough shot to make.
Inside of 10 seconds now. Knocked away, the Crabbers have it. One last chance to dent the score, and they will not get it, as the shot was no good at the buzzer. There you see the score at halftime. Our score is the Bethel Bruins 37, the Hampton Crabbers 1. And we'll be back with the start of the second half after this brief timeout. Second half just about set to get underway. Tim Cole with Bob Hintz and A.G. Womble as we are here at the Bethel Bruins Gymnasium. The Bethel Bruins have been absolutely awesome in the first half, totally dominating the Crabbers by the score of 37-1. And just to run down real quickly, the scoring for the Lady Bruins, they were led by Angela Scott with 14, 12 points. Check that, 11 points for Candace Tillman, 4 points for Tanya Pope, and 2 points for Latrice Cody, 2 points for Toyetta Donald, and 2 points for Dawn Parker. The only point for the Lady Crabbers came on a free throw by Kelly Odom.
They have kept them off balance all night and making them shoot shots like that all night. And it's really hard to make any shots when you shoot 20-footers. I think the real key to this game is the Bethel's pressure defense. They have caused 25 turnovers in that first half of play, and they got a lot of layups. And you talked about the young lady having 14 points. She shot 7 of 10, and most of those were layups.
Bruins turn the ball over. Lady Bruins in the gold and green. Hampton Crabbers, of course, in the predominantly red with the white trim. These are the Lady Crabbers. Trying to get that first basket, and a traveling call will be whistled down on Kathy Meeks, number 32. Turn the ball over to the Bethel Bruins.
Angela Scott has done a real good job to running this offense that she has all year long. She's a quarterback out there in the court.
Raquel Hughes, number 21, is in the ball game to start, as we have quite a few different faces on the court for the Lady Bruins. We'll give you that lineup when we get an opportunity. Foul inside. Amongst the starters from the original starting team is Angela Scott. She's the only starter returning here in the second half.
Jessie Pope is giving all the gals ample playing time tonight, which is very important for her team as they go into the tournament, that she may need one of these ball players to come up off the bench for her.
Tamelia Graves, number 22, is one of the Lady Bruins out there, along with Yvette Haynes, number 42. As finally the Hampton Crabbers get their second point of the ball game, this by Ramona Gray. She'll have a second shot coming.
Number 40, Michelle Sherry is out there too for the Bruins. They've got some 4 brand new faces out there to start the second half.
Well, the Crabbers have already doubled their first half production with those 2 points. Ramona Gray getting both free throws, and it's now 37-3. See a little bit of indecisiveness on the part of the Lady Bruins with that second unit in there. Crabbers, they get their first basket. Ramona Gray gets the first basket of the ball game for the Lady Crabbers. She now has 4 of the 5 Crabber points.
The Bruins I don't believe they have taken a shot this half. They're having trouble getting the ball inside to their ball players, and when they get it in, they turn it over like that young lady caught the ball and then she walked.
Raquel Hughes traveled with the basketball. Coming out of the game now is Yvette Haynes, and coming in for her is number 35 for the Lady Bruins. That is Ana Incorminis, the name familiar to many Bethel supporters. Shot by Meeks is no good. Rebound comes off for the Bruins. Lost out of bounds. Last touch by the Bruins.
It looks like Angela's out there trying to do it all herself, and she doesn't look like she's got the confidence in the rest of the team like she does with the first unit out there, and she looked like she's starting to get a little frustrated.
Off the rim, no good, and the Crabbers keep possession. 5:32 remaining in the third quarter. From the corner, in and out, as the Lady Crabbers just can't seem to buy a basket. Here come the Bruins. Stolen. Crabbers have a 2-on-1 from the free throw line. Now they're swinging around on the baseline. In for the Crabbers, Amy Johnson, her first 2 points of the night.
Well, they have outscored the Bruins 6-0 the start of this third quarter.
Knocked away again. Amy Johnson gets the basketball, and a jump ball call. The possession arrow is in favor.
It favors the Bruins. The Bruins will take over on the possession.
In now for the Lady Crabbers, Anessa Jones comes in, checking out Ramona Gray. The Bruins will inbounds the ball. From the free throw line, off the glass and good.
22. That was a nice shot. That's not the one she wanted probably, but it went through the basket, so it doesn't make any difference.
That's where the coach says, no, 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 yes.
Yeah.
That was Tamelia Graves, by the way, that got that basket, and the Bruins will get the ball right back on the turnover. 39-7 is our score. There you see some of the crowd and the cheerleaders here at the Bethel Bruins Gymnasium. Ball is thrown out of bounds, so the turnovers now are mounting. Well, the Crabbers have 6 players, so someone is going to have to come out. Checking in is Ramona Gray, and now finally, Kathy Meeks will go to the bench.
Yeah, that's not allowed. You can't play with 6
in the first half, or more.
Or more.
They were having a tough time. Take nothing away from them, they never gave up. Traveling.
She took off before she started dribbling the ball. She was anxious to get to the basket. They're playing a little bit out of control right now. And I know Jesse and Jesse Pope and Al Lewis are not worried. They would like to see these girls settle down and play a little more under control.
Of course, the main objective for them right now with the game well in hand is to get some, as you say, game experience for these girls. Inside feed. Ball comes out now. The Lady Crabbers trying to set up a play. A quick shot off the glass and good.
By number 44 for the Hampton Crabbers.
Kelly Odom banks the ball in. the baseline. Shot a little bit strong. The Lady Bruins will get the rebound, however. Out of bounds, last touched by one of the Crabbers. 3:22 remaining here in the third quarter. 39-9 in favor of the Bruins.
One thing that hurts some of these girls' programs in the Hampton system is that they do not have a JV program like the boys do. So it's hard for your girls to get some experience at the lower levels of competition.
Knocked away. And we'll have a foul called. Driving to the basket was Amy Johnson. And this foul will be charged to Katrina Good. As once again another substitute now for the Lady Crabbers. This will be Crystal Lassiter coming in. And she'll give Kelly Odom a break, and we'll see several of the original starting team for the Lady Bruins come back in now. There's Latrice Cody, number 30, has just come in.
We will see some changes in the rebounding.
Lady Bruins set up. 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
And we're trying to get the ball inside. They got the big gal inside. It was not a good pass.
The tie up inside, and the ball
should go to
belong.
Hampton.
Well, let's see.
Bethel got the last one. Up here, hon.
So we have a timeout called by the Lady Bruins. 2:18 the score, 39-9 in favor of Bethel.
Well, we got this timeout, Tim. We might ask our friend over here, A.G. Womble, who is with us tonight, is going to be at the game, both games with us tonight, his comments on the contest so far tonight.
I think those that are viewing the game tonight have to be impressed with the Bethel offense. I think the first half, Hampton was lucky to get off shots, it seemed like, and the height that Bethel has, the team leadership that they have, I think this team will go a long way this year.
Well, they're ranked number 2 in the state, AG, and I know that that's one of the goals of Jesse Pope is to take this team to the state and come home with the state championship, and they've got quite a following, and she has done a good job building her program here at Bethel.
No question about that, Bob. Very dedicated coach. She has a lot of dedicated players on this team, and I think this type of dedication is what it takes to be a championship material. Of course, we're all rooting for it.
That's right, we sure are.
Crowd starting to increase a little bit here tonight. A pretty good crowd. The Hampton Crabbers, of course, and the Bethel Bruins, longtime rivals.
Oh,
You don't ever have to light a fire under either one of these teams.
well, a
that's for
lot
sure.
of the kids live right next to each other. The dividing line that separates the two schools can be right across the street. You go to Bethel, on the other side of the street, you go to Hampton, so they know each other.
From outside, Amy Johnson gets her second basket. And finally, the Crabbers now have double figures, 11 points, 39 of 11. And we've got a traveling call, as you can see there, that Katrina Good had stopped her dribble and just kind of dragged that pivot foot.
Yeah, you can't drag it, and she definitely did drag her pivot foot.
Worked last time, why not try it again from outside? The Crabbers need to get the ball inside, but as of so far, they have not been able to do so. Got a 4-on-3 under the basket. And a 3-second violation. There were a couple of Lady Bruins camped out in the lane.
Yeah, everybody was telling her to shoot. If she'd have turned around and shot, there wouldn't have been no three-second violation call.
Ball comes back to the Lady Crabbers. Deep in the corner is Sylvia Shepard. The irony of it, as AG was just mentioning, Bob, in the first half, the Lady Crabbers couldn't even get a shot, let alone
make anything.
Make a shot. You got to try before you can get it, of course.
For sure. I think that first quarter they didn't shoot it about 3 times the whole first quarter. But this half they're getting more shots off, and but most of them are outside and they're making some of them.
And that's Jones for Hampton is called for the personal foul. Coming back in for the Lady Bruins, Candace Tillman, who had 11 points in the first half. And this is her first action here in the third quarter. And nice pass inside.
That was a nice look. Penetrate and dump it off to somebody under the basket, and that's what she did. That was a good move.
Give the assist to Tillman and the basket to Dawn Parker. 41-13, inside of a minute here in the third quarter. A quick shot off the glass by Kelly Odom. Kelly Odom has 5
That
points.
was a nice shot off that glass, Tim. Just a real soft shot.
That's the way I shoot them.
I knew that, I just didn't say it.
Rebound loose inside. Lady Crabbers have the basketball. I usually shoot that with my eyes closed, though. That's the only difference. Foul will be called. Foul is on Ramona Gray, number 35. And she will come out of the ball game now as coming in for the Lady Crabbers, Kathy Meeks, number 32.
It looks like to me that the Crabbers are playing with a little more confidence, so they're much more aggressive now than they were in that first half. Of course, it's hard to be aggressive when you can't get the ball across the half-court line. But they're playing a much more aggressive defense out there.
Another 3-second violation. Ball turns over to the Lady Crabbers. 8 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. 41-15, the Bethel Bruins.
They got to press on. They want to try to use up all the clock without getting the shot, but we almost caught the ball. Tim, why didn't you catch that ball?
Well, all I can do is stop it.
You could have got an assist.
Rex Davis, the referee, came over there. I'll give him the assist on that one. We have 4 seconds remaining. I'm not sure the Lady Crabbers know how little time there is, and they don't.
They were not aware of how much time was left on the clock.
So after 3 quarters of basketball now, the score is 41-15 as all but, 14 points for the Lady Crabbers in the third quarter and just 4 points for the Lady Bruins.
Right, and if you look at our unofficial statistics, the Bruins turned the ball over 11 times and Hampton only turned it over 2 times. And that is a complete reversal of what happened the first half of play. And they're getting off a whole lot more shots, too. The Bruins didn't shoot but 6 times that whole quarter. And we have seen times down there when they shot and rebound shot 6 times before they made the basket.
They got 6 shots on the first possession in the first half.
Yes.
So
that's what
right.
I was referring to.
It makes a tremendous difference because you do have the girls that have the greater experience. Of course, the starters are in there. There's such a difference between the caliber of play of the starters and the second and third units.
No, absolutely.
But give credit to the Lady Crabbers. They did not give up. They haven't given up for a moment in this game. And they trail by the score of 41-15 after trailing 37-1 at halftime. So they've certainly cut into that lead. But obviously, and quite evidently, the coach, Jessie Pope, for Bethel is simply giving everyone a chance to play, which obviously she should. Fourth quarter underway, 8 minutes of basketball remaining. From 14 feet, the shot no good. Battled for between 2 Crabbers, still loose. Finally controlled by the Lady Bruins. Off the rim, no good.
She's got a lot of her starters out there now, the Bruins.
Off the foot and out of bounds, and it still belong to the Crabbers. Angela Scott back in, number 20. along with Tanya Pope. This shot is a little bit strong, off the rim. Tina Williams. And it won't go as the Lady Crabbers come back with the basketball.
And that hurts. A coach hates to see that. The coach hates to see somebody get that close and not use the backboard. If you use the backboard, you put the ball in. It's hard sometimes to put it over the top.
Foul called on Angela Scott before the shot. And Angela will check out of the ball game now, and in her place will be Shameen Pope.
Nobody's in the 1-on-1, Tim, yet, so there'll be a.
I might apologize if I mispronounce any of these girls' first names. I apologize for that. I'm not particularly familiar with them. So don't write any letters.
Nice pass. And that's your big gal bringing the ball down the floor and passing off to an open man on the wing. That was a tremendous pass.
Tanya Pope got that last basket. She has unofficially 6 points for the evening. Crabbers still have possession, trailing 43-15.
That's an unforced turnover, and that hurts you more than anything else when you just fumble the ball and don't hang on to it and it goes out of bounds.
Play number 1 called out by Candace Tillman, who is now the quarterback with Angela Scott on the bench. Of course, when I say quarterback, I don't mean literally the quarterback.
But she is the quarterback on the team. She runs the offense and runs the defense, and that's what a quarterback on a basketball team does. I notice we have some, quote, celebrities here tonight, Tim. Dr. Musselman, the superintendent of schools, is here at the ball game tonight. And, of course, I see the principal of the Bruins, Tom Bailey's here, along with athletic director Dennis Kozlowski.
Shot no good as the Bethel Bruins will come back with it. And we've got a foul called. This is Amy Johnson whistled down for the foul. And still a player control foul.
The visitors, which is Hampton, will be in the 1-on-1 on the next foul. They're looking to pass the ball all the time. You notice I like that about a team. As team concept is what Jessie Pope preaches to her team anyway. But we have a timeout on the plate.
I was going to say, with 6:08 remaining here in the fourth quarter, the Hampton Crabbers have called a timeout. And they have, there you see on your screen, the trio that you were speaking of. We wanted to identify those culprits for us?
Yeah, the one with the shiny head is Dr. Musselman, and the gentleman with his back to us is the principal, Tom Bailey, and Dennis Kozlowski is the athletic director and is well known in the football circles in the state of Virginia.
Of course, as the head coach of the boys team, of course. Don't forget, we want to remind you to stay tuned for the boys game coming up right after the girls game. Also, at the conclusion of this game, I am told we're going to have an interview. Mr. Womble, A.G. Womble, is going to be interviewing Jessie Pope, the coach and apparent winning coach of tonight's ball game.
Yes, and that'll be interesting. I always love to listen to what the comments have at the end of the team. I coached here at Bethel High School. You and I, when we did our very first ball game, was against Hampton and Bethel football, and you, a Hampton graduate, and me, I coached at Bethel at one time. We had to really kind of constrain ourselves and not show any favoritism, but I think we both overcome that, haven't we?
Well, I did.
Okay. AG's got a couple comments.
Well, I just wanted to take this opportunity to tell you guys publicly how much I enjoyed those football games that you guys broadcast. Did a great job, and hopefully you'll be back again next year.
Well, we hope so too, and maybe we'll have a team go all the way to state. We'd love to do it again, AG.
That part was the most enjoyable.
It really was.
I think you guys brought us all that luck.
We're hoping that will be part of our contract.
Yes, Musselman did mention something about a contract, I believe, a 4-year.
Nothing in writing. Ball belongs to the Lady Bruins, out of bounds off the Crabbers.
Well, we appreciate those comments. I've got a lot of comments from some of the fans that I saw at the basketball contest that watch those football games, and it means a lot to me. I'm out of coaching, but I enjoy staying involved in high school athletics in some aspects, and this has been one way I can do it.
Foul was called on Janet Vessels, number 25 for the Crabbers. At the free throw line will be Candace Tillman. Pretty much a lack of scoring here in the fourth quarter. It's been pretty much up and down the court with little or no scoring at all. And to finally break that drought, Tillman cans the first of two. 12 points on the night so far for Candace. And she makes both the free throws. And it's a 30-point lead now for the Lady Bruins, 45-15.
And you see the Lady Bruins go right into a 1-2-2 trapping zone and turn the ball over, pass it around, and get an easy shot, and they get the easy basket. That's the trademark of the Bruins, and they just know exactly where to go. Boom, they're right back into the pressure defense in that zone trap.
Don Parker, number 24 for the Bruins, got that last basket. Oh, that has to hurt. The player for the Bruins there went after the ball. She's limping as she gets up, but that's a good sign. She did the splits. She apparently hit a wet spot on the floor there. That is Tina Williams, who is limping noticeably over to the sideline, and of course we hope that she's going to be all right.
Yeah. It must have been a slip spot on the floor because she did just did the splits, and she had very good presence because she threw the ball, tried to throw the ball off another player to make it go out of bounds.
Lady Crabbers with the possession. 5 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the ballgame. Up and off the glass for Kathy Meeks, and she breaks into the score column. That's her first points of the night. There you see Kathy, number 32. 47-17. Inside, nice feed.
Oh, that was a beautiful pass by Tanya Pope. She goes up and people are figuring, I guess, she's going to shoot the ball and forget about the players under the basket.
Candace Tillman, the recipient of that fine pass. This again is Tillman racing down the floor, puts it up, and she's fouled. Fouling her was Kelly Odom, number 44 of the Crabbers.
And you can just see the complexion of the game change when the Bruins put in 2 or 3 of their starters. That they come down the court, they're more aggressive, they know what they're doing, they're not tentative like they were in that third quarter when they had all substitutes in there.
Quite a difference. 2 shots coming for Candace Tillman. This time she misses the first. There's a good shot of Candace Tillman.
Concentration. And you can see it pays off.
1 out of 2 as she makes it 50-17 in favor of the Lady Bruins.
Now the Bruins are in a different zone trap. They're in a 2-2-1.
Rebound comes off for the Bruins. From the corner, a little bit strong. Nice rebound inside, Dawn Parker.
And that young lady is all legs. She hasn't got a whole lot of weight, but she did a good job of rebounding and putting that ball back up.
She's done that a couple of times. She gets real good position under the basket, which is what rebounding is all about. Ball stolen. Quickly down the floor, up and in.
Tanya Pope not only steals the ball, but the first thing she does when she gets the ball is look for somebody breaking to the basket.
The obvious sign of a good basketball team. Lady Crabbers looking for the good shot. Off the glass, no good, and the ball goes out of bounds off of the Crabbers. Just doing some quick tabulation here, Bob. Unofficially, Candace Tillman now the leading scorer in the ball game, unofficially with 18 points. And all of the points for Angela Scott came in the first half. She has 14 and has not scored here in the second half unofficially.
She played a little bit during that third quarter when she had all substitutes in there, and
Michelle Cherry, number 40, checks in for the Lady Bruins. And she'll replace Dawn Parker. Dawn Parker leaves with 8 points unofficially. And a traveling call.
that was, see, boys, I mean, she caught that ball and flipped it back up and almost made it.
It's called as traveling, but it did appear like the Hampton Crabber
Hit
player
the
got
ball,
his hand on the ball.
Which means if they touch the ball, then it's not traveling.
But that was not the way it was seen by the official. That's Tom Stevenson. Ball belongs to the Bruins. 2 minutes and 38 seconds remaining. As it appears, without any question, the Bethel Bruins, after the JV game and then the ladies game, will be up 2-0, trying to go for the hat trick tonight, as the boys teams will be on the floor right after this game. A fine pass down the court. Off the glass, no good. All knocked away, and up and a little bit strong. We got a whistle inside.
It's getting hectic. We got 2 minutes and 4 seconds to go, but they haven't stopped scrapping and fighting for the ball out there, both teams.
There's a good shot of Tom Stevenson. These officials do a real fine job out here.
They really have, and when you got a team like Bethel that keeps an up-tempo and a jumping and trapping type of defense, it's hard to keep in control of it, but these officials have done a real fine job.
And as we know, officials have the most thankless job of all.
Amen to that. I wouldn't do it.
Me neither. I'm the first to criticize them and the last to want to be one. I'll admit that right up front.
Yes, sir.
At the free throw line for another attempt will be Sylvia Shepard.
I was talking to the Scotty in the back a little while ago, and he said we might be able to save a little tape on this reel to get that shot that you can put off the board, Jim, if you want to attempt that.
I had to close my eyes.
Oh, okay.
Darn it, I'm not wearing my tennis shoes.
Oh, I knew there'd be some reason.
I was hoping I could do so. The first one was good by Sylvia, and the second one was no good. She got 3 tries, as on the very first try there was a lane violation. 54-18. The Lady Bruins easily on top. Intercepted by the Crabbers. Ramona Gray came up with that ball. Now she's being double and triple teamed. Finally gets it to the open person. Up, no good. Rebound, yes. And that's Kathy Meeks with her basket. Her second basket of the night. 4 points for Kathy. 54-27. Lady Bruins on top. Ball knocked away inside. Gotten back by the Bruins. Inside. Now they'll set it up again.
They're looking to pass the ball out rather than looking to score right now. They're not real confident in what they're doing, some of the gals under the basket. It was a nice shot.
Fine looking shot, as Tillman now has unofficially 20 points. She is the leading scorer on the floor. A traveling call against the Crabbers. Just 48 seconds remaining, 56-20. The Lady Bruins will go 17-0 overall, and it'll be 13-0 in the district. Now we've got some more new faces in there. Letitia Brown, number 34, checks in for the Lady Bruins.
I think she's got all the substitutes in now. She has played just about everybody tonight.
Candace Tillman just came out, and she leaves with 20 points unofficially for the night.
I think the young lady twisted her ankle. Oh, she jumped up.
Blocking foul will be charged against Tamelia Graves, number 22. That was a good shot of Rex Davis.
Yeah.
Tom Stevenson figured he got his shot.
Both of those officials combed their hair and went to the makeup man. Not really.
Rebound comes off and a traveling call. So the inexperience of both teams showing here in the waning moments of the ball game. A lot of traveling calls, a lot of turnovers. From way outside, in and out. And another traveling call. Good call. Mr. Stevenson right on top of that.
That was a good call. She got that ball and did a little, I don't know if that was a Super Bowl shuffle or what she did.
20 seconds remaining. Last touch by the Crabbers. So the Bethel Bruins will bring it down with 14 seconds remaining. 56-20. Play number 2, called out by the Lady Bruins. Letitia Brown made the call. Inside, they swing it around to the corner. And there's the horn. So the final score is the Bethel Lady Bruins 56, the Hampton Lady Crabbers 20. And we'll be back in just one moment with an interview with Mr. A.G. Womble and the head coach, Jesse Pope of the Bethel Bruins.
WHCS, Channel 29, Hampton, Virginia. WHCS, Channel 29, your viewing alternative in Hampton, Virginia.
All right, Coach Pope, congratulations, number 17, 17-0. Listen, that defense was tenacious there at the beginning of the game.
They were trying to get it together, but weren't doing as well as I wanted them to do in the very beginning. But in the latter part of the first quarter, then they started doing what I wanted them to do.
Okay, it seems like, though, in the first half, the Lady Crabbers were having a hard time even getting shots off.
That was the intention. If we could do it, we'd like to do that all the time, but it didn't always work.
Okay, what about Tina Williams? She went down in the fourth quarter. Any serious injury there?
I think she just sprained her knee a little bit. We'll look at her and get back in the room and make sure she's okay.
All right, congratulations so far, Coach, and good luck to you the rest of the season.
Thank you very much.
And again, we thank AG for his interview with Jesse Pope, the winning coach, 17-0, the Lady Bethel Bruins. Just a real quick wrap-up of the scoring for you, as I have it. Leading scorer in tonight's game, Candace Tillman with 20 points. 14 points for Angela Scott. They all came in the first half. 8 points for Dawn Parker coming in a substitute role. Tanya Pope had 6 points, well below her 14.4 average. And Latrice Cody had 2 points. 2 points for Tamelia Graves and 2 points for Toyetta Donald for the Bethel Bruins, as they had a total of 56 points. For the Hampton Crabbers, they were led with Kelly Odom leading the way with 5 points, and then 3 players had 4. Kathy Meeks, Amy Johnson, and Ramona Gray, each with 4, and then Sylvia Shepard finally rounded out the scoring with 3 points unofficially for the Lady Crabbers.
Well, I believe Bethel did what they wanted to, and they did it the first half, as they just came out with pressure defense and just took Hampton completely out any kind of offense that they wanted to run at all. Candace Tillman shot 75% that second half. I noticed that Tanya Pope only got 6 points, but she got a lot of assists. And that's where Candace Tillman got a lot of her points from the passes from Tanya Pope. They played a real good team concept basketball game, and I know that Jesse Pope and Al Lewis and are very, very proud of them, of the accomplishments the girls have made so far, Tim.
And of course, you have to give credit to the Lady Crabbers. They've had a very tough season. They came out here tonight well mismatched, but they never gave up. They were trailing by an insurmountable score at halftime, but they kept on hacking away at it and doing the best they could, and they'll be back, of course.
Yes, they will, Tim.
Okay, so we're going to take a brief break right now, and we'll be back with the second game of tonight's schedule. That'll be the men's team, the Hampton Crabbers and the Bethel Bruins. But first of all, this brief timeout.
Let me find the fifth starter.